What's up everyone, Arctic here, bringing you guys a brand new Gears of War Judgment discussion video. Today is going to be pretty brief. I'm talking about the multiplayer game types, Team Deathmatch and Domination. If you guys didn't know, these were actually confirmed back in December by official Xbox magazine. And if you're hearing this for the first time, I'm also confirming that they are indeed real. And we talked about this on live stream yesterday with some of the playtesters and Fatal Strike. Basically the same crew from my last live stream. Now, with Team Deathmatch, I'm going to get right into it. Team Deathmatch is pretty straightforward. The only major change that you guys are going to notice is that instead of counting down, like they did in Gears of War 3, it actually counts up like most traditional Team Deathmatch game types. I think there's a lot of concern about the flow of the gameplay, and I will say that Team Deathmatch doesn't really have an objective except for keeping yourself alive. One of the things that helps the flow is power weapon placement, and having to move out for power weapons and secure them in order to kill people. Boom shot mainly being the one that always gets people to move. So flow wise, you still have power weapons on the map. It's still going to kind of move based off of the power weapons. However, if you have high ground, if you have an area where you feel like it's better to sit as a team, kind of camp, there can be some situations where that occurs. That's pretty much how Team Deathmatch goes in any game type. It's more about the game type than it is, the strength of the weapons, so to speak. So when, I saw a lot of concern about rifle strength. I'm going to get to that on Domination as well. But I think the only area you're going to run into the gameplay actually slowing down is really Team Deathmatch. Now on Domination, it's, as it sounds, very Call of Duty Domination-ish. I really couldn't discern a difference between the two. There are 3 rings on the map, and basically you win the game by controlling the majority of the rings for either the duration of the match or until you hit the score limit. So if you have 3 rings, you're going to get 3 ticks. The other team is going to get 0 ticks. If you have 2 rings, the other team has 1 ring. You're going to get 2 ticks. The other team is only going to get 1 tick or 1 point. Again, that's very straightforward domination style gameplay. And this is, to me, in my opinion, is the natural progression from King of the Hill, which I think could have worked if they, kind of worked on it, sat around and kind of figured out what was wrong with King of the Hill. Obviously, spawn system was something to do with it, and the fact that you could just camp around 1 ring, you didn't have to sit in it, also plays a factor. But Domination is the natural progression, I think, of King of the Hill, and it really works well in Gears of War Judgment. I think it's probably going to end up being my favorite game type of the game. We'll see if they decide to add more, but it's pretty straightforward. And in terms of what I was going to talk about with rifle strength, a lot of people were concerned about the game being campy because there's no down and not out, but the natural way you play Domination, it's really difficult to camp if you're trying to play Domination, because the natural progression means that you have to move around in order to continue to control the rings. If you have a really good team, maybe you can kind of set up, you don't have to worry about it, but the average game is going to be very mobile. You're not going to be able to sit around. Teams not be able to secure power weapons on hills to make it a little bit better. But, the power weapons are on the, they're not after pickup. Oh, wait, they are after pickup. They're not after use now. So they're going to respawn every 30 seconds or whatever their time limit is. So, the natural flow of the map is going to be a lot better than what we've seen, I think, in any previous Gears game in terms of campiness. So that's pretty much it on Domination. I think the game type is fantastic. Now, here's where things start to go sour for me. And I had to wait pretty much until I listened to their podcast. I put the link down in the description. They did episode 13 with Jim Brown, and he basically confirmed something I wasn't sure of, because we didn't see it at the playtest, and I thought maybe they surprise us on launch, but he said that there's no single elimination game types. So there's no execution, obviously. I knew that, no down but not out. There's no war zone, no down but not out. That makes sense. But there's no single elimination game types. I thought the natural progression for no down but not out, single elimination, was probably going to be like a search and destroy bomb game type, which would have been fantastic for the competitive community. And this is where it really hits home the most, is for the competitive community, we're only looking at domination. I can just tell you that Team Deathmatch doesn't work in a competitive environment. It just doesn't work because of the things that I mentioned. There's no objective. So basically the progression of each game revolves around trying to keep yourself alive. So the gameplay pace is really slow in a competitive environment. I don't know how many of you guys have seen, elimination, execution when you have two top teams playing. It can be pretty slow. So I think Team Deathmatch is just gonna, pretty much, compound on top of that. And, I don't really see that working. So we have domination, maybe free for all, and overrun. Don't really feel like that works from a spectator standpoint unless they put in 5v5 with spectator, which, we've all speculated that they're not going to do that at this current point in time. That really only leaves us domination, and, that might work for a little while, but the retention and longevity of that is bleak. I mean, we tried the one game type thing, Gears 1, Gears 2. Yeah, execution worked, but again, that was single elimination. It's a lot different than domination. So, I am the most disappointed with Gears of War Judgment with the multiplayer light approach that they kind of have. There was a lot of work that went into Overrun, I could tell, and Overrun is fantastic. Doesn't really feel like there was a lot of work done on traditional multiplayer. You get 3 game types: free-for-all, team deathmatch, domination. That's it. That's it. There's no single elimination game types, and I think that that's pretty much a mistake. That's probably where I'm the most disappointed in Gears of War Judgment. The gameplay is fantastic. The game types that we played are solid, but I just don't feel like there was enough emphasis on multiplayer game types. Not to say that it needs to be flooded and diluted like Gears of War 3, where there was 15, 16, 17, 22, I think at some point, different playlists with a population that didn't exceed 50,000. I don't think that really works, but maybe this approach will be better. We kind of speculated that on the stream, but I can't help but be sour at the number of multiplayer game types. So that's pretty much in a nutshell. I also touched on matchmaking in that live stream. Quick and rank are making a return. That's all I'm going to say here today. But overall, Judgment is a good game. There's a lot of good things about it, but for me, the multiplayer has always been a big component for as long as I can remember, and being able to choose what I wanted to play, and I don't really have a lot of options to choose from on Judgment. So that's where I'm most disappointed right now, and I think that if you guys really look into it and you want to play just 2 game types, you're fine. Obviously, Team Deathmatch rules Gears of War 3, so there's a lot of people that want to play that only. They want to play that every day, all day, but for some of us out there, we definitely enjoyed the single elimination game types and King of the Hill variety there, and I think that will be sorely missed in Gears of War Judgment. So I kind of want to apologize because I feel like I was a little misleading up until this point, but I had a tight-lipped up until today, and that's where the game kind of falls short for me, is the multiplayer side. I don't really see it going long-term. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. If it's bad news, I'm sorry to break your hearts. If I sound kind of melancholy, I'm not too happy about the announcement. No single elimination game types, and multiplayer is looking kind of bleak for me. So with that being said, you guys will be able to catch the live stream probably in the next couple of days. Also, be sure to check out that Running Ranked episode with Abram Version. I put the link down in the description to that episode as well. Subscribe to his channel, guys. Until next time, I will catch you later. Peace. Yeah, so right over there, there's some more Gears of War Judgment for you guys. Just right, yeah, right there. Just go ahead. Just check it out. You won't be disappointed, I promise. Just over there.